Alright, so we have a lot of things we're going to be tackling today. First of all, this stupid steering box. So I'm probably going to get a couple of videos out for you guys. So we're going to be doing steering box. I'm going to show you guys how to take care of that. We need to get a toolbox for the back of the bed. We're going to be building one of those. And we need to get subwoofers in this beast. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm not sure how all of this is going to play out. We have 4 things to do tonight. I don't know if we're going to break them up into sections or we're just going to do them as is. But I have TPMS that we're going to be installing on all the wheels. Lug nut socket should be here by Wednesday before we head out to Massachusetts. We have a toolbox. So over here, we are going to take this toolbox and cut this thing down since I'm not using it. And we're probably going to cut it down right under or right above this line here. And we're going to install it back here, because the box that I want is very, very expensive. And this box, obviously, I'm never going to use. So all the stuff that's in here is going to go in here. We have an amplifier. This needs to get installed and all that stuff. And then we'll hook up the subwoofers later. That's easy enough. And there was one other, I have a light bar that we're going to consider putting on top of the headache rack. And then we have to adjust the steering. Now, we might at some point, sometimes the truck looks a little lower in the back, sometimes, but not all the time. So I don't know. I still have the spacer blocks. So if I decide that I need to, I will, I can end up adding the spacers in, which will give me about 1 more inch in the back, which will... I put them over here somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure what I did with them. I might have thrown them in that bucket there. But yeah, I still have those. So if we need to bring the back up a little bit, we can. But for now, I'm going to leave that as is. That is a non-priority, but it's going to be something that's super simple to take care of. So we'll go from there. We're going to start tackling everything one thing at a time, and we will go from there. So a couple of videos back, I also showed you that I lost that 18 or 15 mil socket. And I ended up finding it. It's actually inside of this guy right here. So, well, yeah, you guys can actually see it right there. So some way or another, I'm going to have to get that out as well. But I did find the spacer blocks, so at some point I will end up throwing these back in, which will raise the back about 1 inch. So I should have enough clearance on that bolt, and actually both bolts. So I might actually be able to do that tonight without any hesitation. So we'll probably do that. Let's get this video going. Let's get the simple stuff first. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to pull this out. This box I had back in my wife's Dakota. We've got an Amazon box here. That should have the TPMS in it. You guys want to see something cool? So when you have Amazon Prime, the packages actually just open themselves up for you. So we got this TPMS here, which I think is the same one I got for my wife's truck. And here you go. So I liked the dually one that I had before, but this seems to have been working. I haven't gotten any flats yet to be able to test it out, but you can see this sticks onto the window. That's how it sits, straight up. And that thing is getting awfully smoky. So we'll be throwing all of those on, and I'll probably put it on top of the window and stuff. Now, real quick disclaimer. You guys, I said something about not hauling very much for in the near future. I hear you guys' feedback. We do have some stuff scheduled for you guys that enjoy the hauling stuff. Unfortunately, the hauling is not making me any money at all whatsoever. So every time I post a video about it, unless people are going to be giving donations or the channel is like I'm physically getting money from YouTube, which, by the way, the money I get from YouTube pays for this truck, and I have to pay an $800 a month payment on until August of next year. So those two things, like, YouTube physically pays for. So unfortunately, the hauling does not actually make any money. It's completely YouTube. So there's a reason I'm not hauling as much. I will try to be incorporating some hauling for you guys in the future. So just because you guys enjoy it so much, I will try. And we'll go from there. But like I was saying, there's a reason that we're doing some of the stuff we're doing. Unfortunately, there's no money in Hotshot right now, at least not the way that I like to run and be home every day. There's no money in it for me. So every time you see me taking these runs and paying $6.50 a gallon for diesel, there's just, I can't make a living doing that, so I will incorporate it when I can physically afford it to bring in more views. But I appreciate you guys for watching, because we're up to like 120,000 views this month, so, and it's going up and up, so I'm going to keep trying to bring you guys quality content. So now let's get these things. You guys can see we have the right left, the rear left, rear right, front left. I'm not sure. It required me to sync it before. Actually, it didn't require me, but I did it anyway. So I'm going to go through here, set all these parameters, get the two little stickies set up on the dash, get it plugged in, and get this thing installed. All this is, so we'll start with the, let's see, I'm going to put these around the truck wherever they go. And luckily, this one is labeled, so we know which one is which. Whereas the first one that I got was labeled, you know, 1 through 6. So let's see, this one is, rear right. Let's go for rear right. So we're going to set that there. We're not physically going to put it on yet. So we're going to do front right. We're going to do front left. Now, mind you, when you're doing left and right, looking at the truck, if that's the right side, it's actually the opposite. The right and the left is going to be when you're looking this way. So front left is physically the driver's side corner. Just keep that in mind. People do get that confused. So now I'm going to go set this thing up. We have a lot of stuff to get done tonight, so I'm really hoping that we can just get everything done between the amplifier, between the steering, between the box, between the TPMS, and maybe the light bar. We'll see. But and the Timbrins, we got a lot of stuff to do tonight, and it's our Now this kit specifically, I'm able to set temperature, PSI, and all that stuff. The middle button, if I hold that, it allows me to set, first of all, Fahrenheit or Celsius, PSI or bar, and then temperature, you know. So I put the max temperature at 156 to warn me. Unfortunately, these are only 65-pound tires. So I have the max set at 81 and the lowest set at 80. Or 60. We are going to be swapping that. And then, so as you can see, if I hold that long, what you do to pair these is you have to long press to turn it on. Short press the left button 8 times, and then it'll put you into pairing mode, and you have to set each individual one. So plug the first one in, plug the second one in, third one, fourth one, yada yada, all that. So that's how we're going to do that. And then I'm going to mount this boy like somewhere up here where it's still seeable. We'll see, because I think I don't know if I'm going to tint this whole windshield or just some of it. So I know we're going to be at least tinting to here. So I don't know. I might end up just putting it down here, something like that. But we'll see. So it's not the ideal spot for most of you guys, but we have the light bar up here blocking the sun, so I'd have to put it way down, and we're also going to be tinting this windshield. So I kept it down here by the inspection stickers, going to make it hard for the inspection guys, but I can see it clearly. It'll beep if needed, and I can adjust it fairly easily. I know I said I'd wait, but I want to tackle the easy stuff first, and honestly, the truck just looks so much better like this. So since the Timbrins are going to be super easy to do, I'm just going to go ahead and take these things and throw them back in now and call it a day. I don't know which way that was, but yeah, so as you can see, what I'll do is I'll pull the Timbrins out now and then throw that sucker back in, and that should make a, you know, plenty of difference. It'll still sag it back a little bit, and then it should sit perfectly level. All right, there you go. You guys happy? So it should settle a little bit once we hit some bumps and shit, but we did get them both in there, which is about where we needed to be anyway. I did see it, noticing him, like as I look out it in my driveway, it did always look like it was a little squatted, and then in the truck it would look normal. So fucker is stiff. But there you go. That's how she'll sit now. Now there's no question of it squatted at all. It is, if anything, it would be sitting heavier or sitting higher in the back just a wee bit. But once this bad boy is full, There you go. That'll really bring it down. So I think throw it in there. So I think it only makes sense that we did that as well, because we're also going to be putting the box. I think we're going to cut it right below this mark here so that this ledge can stay there. And then we'll cut it straight across, again, under that ledge, because then I can cut the floor out, and then we'll throw the floor right on top of this, use some sheet metal screws and some RTV to kind of seal it in, and then everything will be all good. We're going to get some new shocks for it eventually as well, since they're both missing. But I think this thing will be absolutely perfect. It's the perfect dimension. Unfortunately, this thing is so massive that it just doesn't make sense for me to have it in the truck by itself. But I think, you know, coming to right about here, if you guys, I don't know if I filmed Matt's truck, shout out. That red dually that was in here with the 6.7 that got the exhaust manifold, he had the exact same setup. And I was actually very jealous of that. And unfortunately, these boxes are like $500, $600, $700 just for something that's like that small, but they're custom made. So this box is already black diamond plate. I already have it. I only paid $100 for it. So it's going to cost me almost nothing to do this, just a little bit of time. But it is going to clear out all of the space back here, which is going to give me a nice sleeping quarters in case I need to go over the road. Now, I do have some plans of kind of what I'm going to do back here. I want a removable mattress setup at some point. Something that I can just put the seat up. I can fit a mattress right here. That's perfectly fine. And we'll go from there. But that'll be down the road a little bit. I'm not in any hurry to do that right now. We just need to get, you know, the simple stuff done in the meantime. So all of that stuff, once Liam gets it out, we'll get the angle grinder ready. We also have these big pipes here. I need to get new boots for them because I didn't like the boots that these came with. And I don't like this little gap here. But we're going to be using these 3.5-inch boot intercooler pipes at some point as well. Also, we have the light bar mount here, so we might stick that light bar up there. Who knows? So while Liam's cleaning up, I ended up finding an exhaust hanger, and I was like, well, let's try this, and it actually works. So I got an exhaust hanger. I put it up there because this exhaust is pretty rough, I'm not going to lie. But I'm not going to go buy a new one because there's really no reason for me to, because we already have it. But now this thing's sturdy, and every section is physically held up. So this back section wasn't actually held up by anything. There was the clamp, and then there's the back section that isn't held by anything. Like, I'll show you here. Like, you can see that clamp is after the hanger. So if this section would have just decided to fall off one day, it could have just fallen off. So now we have this clamp here that holds, so every section is physically held up and is on a hanger. I know it's not the best thing in the world, but one day, maybe when I'm, you know, multi-millionaire or billionaire or whatever, I'll get a new exhaust for it, you know? But until then, things cost money. All right, so we got the cut initially around the front and the back, and that thing is loud. I guarantee you can hear that from way up the road. Look at that. Freaking Milwaukee. This was a fully charged battery. That was a lot of effort on that thing. So we're gonna get this thing thrown up here and let it heal, and we'll go through another battery. Hopefully that's a little easier. So we got our line from here. So we're gonna do the same thing over there. Now, once we get to the inside, we'll have to pound this probably as flat as possible. And then we gotta cut out the floor, which is I don't know if we'll do that today, but I'm gonna try because I understand it's loud, but at the same time, if we can get it done today, that leaves me less work later. But I'm at the mercy of these Milwaukee batteries, which just doing the front and back killed an entire battery. That is a lot of stress on that thing. If you guys are interested in some fuel savings, go check out Mudflap, link in the description. Also check out, there's a bunch of other stuff down there, so go check any of that stuff out. I'm also double posting on Rumble, so if you guys wanna see any of that, go check it out. See you guys in the next video. Stay safe.